Hi everyone, welcome to our project presentation. My name is Mridi and I was the Scrum Master for QuizMaster. Over the next few minutes, our team is going to walk you through the quiz application that we built. So, what is QuizMaster? It is a dynamic quiz platform where users can test their knowledge on machine learning and computer science. You can jump in and start answering questions immediately without signing up. If you want to save your scores and compete on leaderboard, you can create an account. Let me show you how we manage the project. This is our Jira board. We structured the work into 3 sprints. Sprint 1 was the basic quiz MVP. Sprint 2 added database and timer, while Sprint 3 brought in authentication and leaderboard. Here you can see tickets in different stages, some in progress, some under review, and some done. Nothing got marked complete without a pull request and code review. Each ticket had user stories written in the standard format with story points and acceptance criteria. This made sure everyone knew exactly what needed to be done before a ticket could be marked complete. We followed a structured schedule throughout the project. This is our Google Calendar, daily stand ups every morning, sprint planning, sprint reviews, and retrospectives at the end, plus demo calls before each review. We also tracked a bug properly. Here is an example. During sprint 2, we noticed text was hard to read in dark mode. We created a bug ticket, assigned it, fixed the CSS, and verified the fix before closing it. Beyond managing the process, I also handled API testing using Postman. This is our questions endpoint. A GET request returns quiz data from our database with a 200 status. And here is the leaderboard endpoint. When I try to post a score without being logged in, it returns a 401 unauthorized. This proves our security is working correctly. This covers the agile process and project management. Now I will hand over to Sushma who will show you the design work and demo version 1.
Hi, I'm Sushma and I worked as a UX and product lead for QuizMaster. In this video, I'll walk you through the different phases of UI design, starting from the initial wireframes to the final product across iterations. I created the designs using Figma and was also actively involved in the development of product throughout all iteration. As a product lead, I collaborated closely with the Scrum Master to shape the direction of the product and worked alongside developers to ensure the designs were implemented effectively. Okay, let me get started with the wireframes. So here you can see the initial wireframes, and at this stage, the focus was to create the basic skeleton layout to visualize the structure and the user flow. The goal was not the design detail, but to understand how users would navigate through the system. Next, we moved on to creating more detailed prototype where we added the uh, columns, the required details, small details like the rephrase. At this point, the and the color was not decided yet. And after they were decided, we created more elevated design using the color theme and also adding some visual elements as the final version where we had some changes and the product evolved, like we added some features like time remaining, and I also added the icons to make it user friendly and have more visual impact. Overall, the design evolved iteratively across each version with continuous improvements based on the feedback and the development constraints, resulting in a clean, intuitive, and user friendly interface. So, next, I'll explain for the iteration 1 minimal viable product. There, we created basic quiz functionality where user can see the questions and the option they can choose for the quiz and also the current score. And here, if user selects the incorrect answer, then it will show incorrect and show the correct answer. And if it is correct, it will show as correct and move on to the next question. End of it, it will show the quiz complete and the score and the option to play again. And for the next two iteration product, Rumi will walk you through the explanation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rumi Mahajan. I handle most of the development and QuizMaster like the quiz logic, API routes, Supabase setup, the database schema, and the leaderboard. Let me show you version 2 and version 3 of our application. Version 2 moved away from the hard-coded prototype. The first thing you notice is topic selection. User can now choose between machine learning and computer science. Let me start an ML quiz. The big change here is that questions now come from our Supabase database. The backend was set up with a schema, a questions table, 40 questions seeded across two topics, and an API route that handles querying, filtering by topic, shuffling, and returning 10 random questions per session. Each question has a 30-second timer, so when time runs low, the bar turns red. If it hits 0, it auto advances. The score tracks as you go, and at the end, you get your final result. This was all running from the database now, no hard-coded questions anywhere. Moving on to version 3 of the application. Version 3 added user accounts and persistence. Right here on the home page, login user can see their personal base scores per topic. User can also log in with an existing account or sign up if they are new. Let me log in and take a quiz. After finishing the quiz, login user can save their score. Their name is remembered from last time. They can also view the leaderboard table. The leaderboard shows the top 10 scores across all players. It's publicly viewable, but role level security ensures only authenticated user can submit scores under their own name. There's also a topic filtering, so you can see top scores for ML only or CS only. And back to the home page, personal base updates automatically after each quiz. That covers the development side. Now I'll hand over to Samir, who will walk through our CI/CD pipeline and deployment.
Hello, my role in this project was automation lead, where I was responsible for designing a reliable workflow that connect development, testing, containerization, and deployment of our quiz app. I configured GitHub Actions to automate our continuous integration process. Whenever code was pushed to the main branch, the CI pipeline automatically ran linting checks, tests, and a production build of a Next.js application. This ensured that only validated and stable code progressed to the development. After the CI check passed successfully, a Docker production image was built automatically and pushed to GSCR, which is called GitHub Container Registry. This was important part of our deployment strategy because the production image was created in GitHub Action rather than directly creating on the BBS server. Our application used a Next.js standalone configuration which made it lightweight and suitable for container deployment. The Docker image was then used by our production server hosted on Hostinger KVM2 BPS. On the Hostinger server, the application was managed using Docker Manager, where the service referenced the published container events rather than just building locally. Once the latest image became available, the BPS redeployed the updated container automatically. This gave us a clean deployment flow. To provide secure HTTPS access, I configured traffic as a reverse proxy. Traffic handle routing traffic to the application container and automatically managing the SSL certificate, allowing the deployed system to be accessed securely. Overall, my role demonstrated how modern software teams use automation, containers, and cloud infrastructure to support agile delivery